What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, today I want to talk about 5 guitar trends that I'm sick of. So, this is going to be kind of spicy, maybe. So, be forewarned. I'm not responsible if you get butthurt. All in good fun. But, for real, this is 5 guitar trends I'm just kind of over. You just keep seeing these things all the time, and I'm just kind of over it because I either think they're silly or I think they just, maybe they're practical, but they've just gone too far with it. You know what I mean? Where it's just become too much of a point that people make, and I think it's just not nearly as relevant as it's made out to be. So, number 1 is going to be ergonomic guitars. Ergonomic guitars, right? You know, like Strandbergs and Aristides, however you pronounce it. Stuff like that, right? These weird, and it's I mean, I don't even think, personal taste, I don't even think they look that good. But, the whole, ergonomic thing, it's I mean, there have been people shredding since, before electric guitar was even a thing on, big, goofy, awkward jazz box hollow body guitars, right? People have been super shredding on Les Pauls and Strats and hollow bodies and everything since the beginning of guitar, right? Do you need this, insanely ergonomically sculpted thing in order to, play fast? No, you don't. You don't. Maybe it helps. Maybe it's a little easier to get around, but just, seeing guitar companies just, slap ergonomic in the description of a guitar when it's, not even ergonomic at all, a Paul Reed Smith, and it's, ergonomic neck, and it's no, it's not. It's a Paul Reed Smith. No, it's not. It's not an Abasi Concepts guitar. Come on. And even those guitars, it's they go so out of their way to be ergonomic that it's okay, and then they wind up all looking the same, which I know coming from the boomer Les Paul guy is kind of funny, but it's okay, you've seen one of them, you've seen a gajillion of them. It's there's nothing unique about them anymore. They just are what they are, and they just are derivative of themselves at this point, So don't act like it's some kind of new, crazy modern thing. It's not. They've been around forever. Number 2 is going to be, there's going to be a lot of finger quotation marks here, right? Guitars that do it all, okay? If you've ever played live, you know that, the goofiest thing to try and do live is, hit a coil tap on your guitar, push-pull knob. They're atrocious. In the studio, fine. But, if I'm in the studio and I just really want, single coil tones, I'm just going to have, a Strat or a Tele laying around, I'll borrow one or something, or I have a Tele, so it's whatever. I'll bust it out and play the part I want for the single coil part. For a live guitar, when you have a guitar that has all these switches and knobs and push-pulls and different voicings and stuff, and it's you wind up not using 80% of that stuff live because it's just so inconvenient to get to in the control system of the guitar. My favorite one is actually Ibanez. A lot of their guitars, they don't do push-pull pots. They do a 5-way switch, so it'll be an RG, you'll have 2 humbuckers, and it'll have a 5-way Strat switch, and positions 2 and 4 are your split coil tones. So it's just click and you got it, and it's that's so easy. I used to play an RG live all the time, and that was so easy, and I don't know why more companies don't do that. Why they just insist on having these goofy push-pull pots that are so impractical to try and hit live. And then you'll have it to where it's if the guitar only has one volume and one tone, and you hit the push-pull, and it splits both your pickups, when maybe you only want the neck pickup split. So then when you go back to your bridge pickup, you have to hit the knob again to make it a humbucker. it's so goofy to kind of navigate around while you're playing live that I don't care for that. Like, I need like 2 really good tones. I need a pickup that's like really nice and bright and clean, and I need a pickup that's like compressed and overdriven. Like, I don't need like 40 different tones out of my guitar. I don't, and most of the players I know don't either. So most people get this stuff and then wind up never using any of it. They're like, yeah, bridge pickup for rhythms, neck pickup for leads, and that's like all they do. So it's like, you don't need this like Swiss Army knife guitar that does 100 different things. Like, most people just don't need it. Number 3 is going to be super cheap off-brand guitars. So here's where I'm going to get a little spicy. I've reviewed some guitars on the channel, you know, like Harley Benton's and stuff, and like, they were hit or miss. Like, I had one that was really good. I had one that was literal firewood. So these kind of things are just super inconsistent, and they don't really like do anything for you. I see we've had this conversation before. Like, I had a whole video about like the reverse guitar snob, right? And like, these guitars, I don't get the obsession with like having 20 like $150 like AliExpress guitars. Like, I don't understand it at all. It's like, buy you a good, decent like name brand guitar. I don't understand why you want to own 20 $150 guitars. I do not get it for the life of me. It makes no sense to me. I call them dead end brands because it's just like, that's all you're ever going to get out of it is that. You're never going to like move up in the brand. It doesn't give you anything to aspire to, right? And like, if you want to see my whole in-depth thing about this, watch that other video. Like, if I remember, I'll like link it in the description, the reverse guitar snob. But like, these brands don't give you anything to aspire to. Like, you just get what you get, and that's it. Like, and they're not as good. They're not. Your $150 AliExpress guitar is not as good as like a high-end Fender or a Paul Reed Smith or a Gibson or an ESP or an Ibanez or whatever. Like, it's just not. I'm sorry. It's not as good of a guitar. Just because you can't tell the difference doesn't mean the expensive guitars suck. It just means you don't have any like perception of why a guitar is good or expensive and why a guitar is bad or cheap. Like, you can't differentiate that. It doesn't mean the good guitars are a scam. So, like I said, if you want to see a more in-depth analysis of that, I'll remember to link that video in the description. Where are we at? Number 4 is ridiculously long baritone guitars, okay? Now, I have a baritone guitar. I have 2, actually. I have a 7-string, it's a 27-inch scale, and I have a Jazzmaster that has a 28-inch neck on it, 28-inch scale. And they're cool. And those are, like, kind of in the range where I'm like, you know, that's like a tolerable baritone. They're not too hard to play. You can tune them down, great. And to kind of piggyback off this, also is, like, super ridiculously low tunings. I'm kind of over that, too. To me, this goes hand in hand. This is one thing. The whole, like, 30-inch baritone thing, like, dude, that's a short scale bass, okay? And, like, I mean, I like tuning down, I like playing low riffs, but, like, so many people have made records in low tunings with, like, normal scale baritones, like a 27 or like a 26.5, or even just like a regular guitar, like a 25.5-inch scale guitar. Like, Slipknot is one of the biggest metal bands in the world, and they play in like drop like A sharp all the time. And Jim Root plays a Telecaster with a 25.5-inch scale in drop A sharp, and it sounds fine. Like, you know, I've had my Les Pauls set up in drop A sharp before. But yeah, I had to use big strings, you know. But like, was it ideal? Like, on a Les Paul, they're a little short. But like, a 25.5-inch scale guitar will get you a long way tuning down. And most people I know, they're going out and buying like a 30-inch baritone, and then they're having it in like drop A or something, or drop A sharp, or drop G sharp or something, or whatever, and it's like not really even tuned down that low, and it's like you don't even need that. And then the piggyback on this is like the super low tunings. Like, I'm so sick of like, cool man, you play in drop F, okay, great, like, good for you. You playing drop E, whatever. Like, you know, I'm just so over that kind of stuff. Like, it just, you know, okay, you tune down low, but like, do you know how to write riffs? Do you know how to write songs? Like, you know, I'm not disparaging players that do that. Like, I know a lot of good players that play 8 strings and baritones and super low tunings and stuff, but like, it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, I like 15 years ago it was interesting because like not a lot of people were doing it. Now it's like everybody's doing that again. Everyone's doing it, and it's just not even like a thing anymore. And so it's just like I don't even care. Last but not least, number 5, maybe the spiciest one is going to be stainless steel frets. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Are stainless steel frets like objectively better than nickel frets? Yes, they are. Yes, I'm not going to deny that. Okay, but I keep seeing so many like YouTubers and even like guitar companies themselves like really like this guitar has stainless steel frets. It's got stainless steel frets. YouTubers will be. I was watching a video today, a guy reviewing a guitar, and he's like, and it was a high end guitar, and he's like, but it has nickel frets, so you know that's something to take into account. And it's like, no, it's not. Why? Like, I mean, here's the thing. That white Les Paul is a 1987 Gibson Les Paul, and it has the original frets on it. Doesn't need a refret. Never had one. You can't see it. My microphone's covering up, but that's a 2004 Sunburst Les Paul Standard. It's got the original frets on it. I play both those guitars all the time. That acoustic is like a 2002 or something like that. It's got the original frets on it. Okay. Let's see. I've got a 1970s Epiphone acoustic. It's got the original frets on it. Right. All nickel frets. I have one guitar with stainless steel frets on it, and it's the Baritone Jazzmaster because it has an aluminum neck on it, and it has stainless steel frets in it. And like, it's cool. I like them. They feel good. They feel fine. They're not wildly different feeling than nickel frets. People that say, oh, they feel completely different. It's like, no, they don't. They feel like frets. They're fine. I have 2 guitars that I've ever owned that I've had to refret. Okay. I have a 1961 Gibson acoustic that I had to refret because my granddad played it to death, and then I played it to death after he gave it to me, and it needed new frets because it's 70 years old, 80 years old. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. It's a 1961, 2001 would be 60 years, so it's like 64 years old or something like that. Yeah, it's a super old guitar, and it needed new frets, and I refretted it. And then my black Les Paul that I don't have with me, it's in a case somewhere because I took it to band practice the other day. I refretted it because I went to luthier school, and that's the guitar I took to school with me. And the first day of luthier school, my teacher was like, take your guitar out of the case, put it on your desk, pull the frets out, and put new frets in it. And I did. And it didn't even need it then, but I did it because I had to because I was in school, and it's had the same fret, and that was in like 2009, and it's had the same frets on it ever since then, and it's fine. And it's like, you know, my dad has a 1973 Gibson Les Paul Custom, and I refretted it for him when I was in luthier school, and it had the original frets on it when I refretted it. So 1973 to 2009 had the original frets on it. And you know, the thing is, like, you don't have to refret your guitar that often. Like, you really don't. Like, so this whole, like, oh man, it's got nickel frets on it, you're going to have to refret it in 30 years? Maybe? Like, come on. Like, again, stainless steel frets are great, and I like them. And when I do need to refret one of these guitars, I probably will put stainless steel frets on it. Just because, why not, right? Like, but I'm not gonna not buy a guitar because it has nickel frets on it. Like, if it's a brand new guitar and it has brand new nickel frets on it, they're gonna be fine for like 30 years. So I don't get this like, oh man, I wouldn't ever buy a $1,200 guitar that doesn't have stainless steel frets on it, you might not even ever need to refret that guitar in your lifetime. And if you do, maybe once. Like, you know, are you playing 250 shows a year on that guitar alone? Then maybe you might need to refret it in like 5 or 6 years. Like, maybe. But you're probably not a professional touring musician doing that. So you probably won't have to do that. Like, so those are 5 guitar trends that I'm sick of. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that's like a guitar trend that you're kind of over, that you just keep seeing and you're like, I think this is silly, I don't get it. You know, and let me know if you just think I'm insane and you disagree with every one of these. But that's the video. So hope you guys like that. Argue amongst yourselves in the comments, and I will be back soon.